Hello, wonderful gardening friends, and welcome back to the Humus Heritage. Today we're exploring something that might completely change how you think about preparing garden beds. Imagine standing in front of a neglected, weed-choked patch of ground and, within hours, transforming it into a thriving garden bed ready for immediate planting. No backbreaking digging, no tilling, no weeks of preparation. Just simple layering that works with nature instead of against it. This is the no-dig revolution, and it's about to become your new favorite gardening approach. The myth of digging. Why your garden hates it. For generations we've been told that good gardening starts with turning over the soil. We've believed that digging aerates the earth, mixes in amendments, and prepares a perfect bed for our plants. The reality couldn't be more different. Every time we sink a spade into the ground, we're actually wreaking havoc on an intricate underground ecosystem that took years to establish. The soil beneath our feet is alive with billions of microorganisms, fungi networks, and beneficial bacteria working in delicate harmony. When we dig, we destroy these connections, disrupt the natural soil structure, and expose dormant weed seeds that have been buried safely for years, sometimes decades. Traditional digging also creates a hardpan layer just below the depth we typically work. This compacted zone restricts root growth and water penetration, forcing us into a cycle of endless digging just to maintain access to deeper soil layers. The physical toll is real too. Hours spent turning soil leaves us exhausted, often with aching backs and blistered hands. Meanwhile, the very organisms we need for healthy plant growth are being decimated with every shovelful. There's a better way. One that harnesses natural processes and delivers results faster than conventional methods ever could. The no-dig method works on a beautifully simple principle. Nature doesn't dig, so why should we? In forests and wild meadows, organic matter falls onto the soil surface where it decomposes, creating rich topsoil without any disturbance to the layers beneath. We can replicate this process in our gardens by layering organic materials directly onto existing soil, creating an instant growing medium that improves with time. This approach immediately activates the soil food web, bringing dormant microbes roaring back to life as they begin processing the fresh organic matter we've provided. When you layer compost mulch and other organic materials on top of old garden soil, something really remarkable happens. The materials underneath start breaking down rapidly, generating warmth and releasing nutrients. Earthworms migrate upward to feast on this bounty, creating channels that naturally aerate the soil way more effectively than any digging ever could. Fungi extend their thread-like networks through the layers, forming partnerships with plant roots that increase nutrient and water uptake exponentially. Within just a few days, you have a living, breathing system that's ready to support vigorous plant growth. The transformation honestly feels almost instantaneous compared to waiting for traditional beds to settle and mature after digging. Step-by-step no-dig transformation. Let's walk through the actual process of creating a no-dig bed that's ready for immediate planting. First, you'll want to cut down any existing vegetation to ground level using a string trimmer or just by hand. Leave those roots in place because they'll decompose and feed the soil life below. Next comes your weed suppression layer, which is typically cardboard or several sheets of newspaper. Plain brown cardboard works beautifully since it blocks light completely while still letting water and air through. Lay these sheets with generous overlap, making sure there are no gaps where persistent weeds might sneak through. Oh, and remember to remove any plastic tape or labels first, since those just won't break down. Now comes the exciting part, adding your organic layers. The foundation should be a generous application of finished compost, at least 4 to 6 inches deep. This is your planting medium, the rich, nutrient-dense material where your seedlings will establish their roots. If you have access to well-rotted manure, that's another excellent option for this immediate planting layer. The key is using materials that are already decomposed enough so they won't burn plant roots or tie up nitrogen during breakdown. On top of this compost layer, you can add additional mulch materials like straw, wood chips, or shredded leaves to conserve moisture and keep feeding the system over time. Here's where the no-dig method truly shines. You can plant right away. Just push aside some of the top mulch layer if you've added one, create small pockets in the compost, and transplant your seedlings directly into their new home. For seeds, simply create shallow furrows in the compost layer and sow as you normally would. The plants respond incredibly well because they're immediately accessing rich, biologically active growing medium without the transplant shock that's often associated with traditional beds where soil structure has been disrupted. Watering is straightforward in a no-dig bed. The organic matter acts like a sponge, holding moisture far longer than bare soil ever could. Water thoroughly after planting to help everything settle, then maintain consistent moisture as your plants establish. Within days, you'll notice something remarkable. Your plants take off with unexpected vigor. Their leaves show deeper green coloration, stems grow thick and sturdy, and root systems expand rapidly through the hospitable environment you've created. Fast-growing crops like lettuce, radishes, and herbs can be harvested within weeks, while even slower maturing plants show accelerated early growth compared to traditional beds. The beauty of no-dig gardening extends far beyond that first successful harvest. Each season you simply add another layer of compost to the surface, typically 2 to 3 inches, and plant again. No preparation, no digging, just continuous building of soil fertility. The cardboard from your initial layer will have completely decomposed along with all those weed roots, adding even more organic matter to the system. Year after year your soil improves, becoming deeper, darker, and more productive. The ongoing maintenance requirements drop dramatically compared to traditional gardens. Weeding becomes almost non-existent because you're not constantly bringing new weed seeds to the surface, and any weeds that do appear pull out effortlessly from the loose, friable compost. Water retention improves each season as organic matter percentages increase, meaning less frequent irrigation even during dry spells. Pest and disease pressure often decreases because healthy, well-fed plants have stronger natural defenses, and the diverse soil ecosystem includes beneficial organisms that actively suppress pathogens. Your no-dig beds become living systems that get better with age, the complete opposite of traditional gardens that require constant intervention to maintain productivity. This is regenerative gardening at its finest, working with natural processes to create abundance while actually improving your soil rather than depleting it. The transformation from neglected ground to productive paradise happens in hours, but the benefits compound for years. If this approach resonates with you, we'd love to have you join our growing community here at the Humus Heritage. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our practical gardening wisdom. Share this video with fellow gardeners who deserve to discover this game-changing method. Together, we're building healthier gardens and a healthier planet, one no-dig bed at a time. Happy gardening, friends.